Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be doing some maintenance on my Lincoln Town Car. And obviously I'm not going to be doing the maintenance myself. That's not what I'm known for. But I am known for taking it to my mechanic. And I think the humidity outside is so bad that I think my lens is fogging up. So let's see if we can fix that. Hopefully that's a little better. Yeah, the humidity in August has been pretty bad here, and the temperature as well. So my glasses are fogging up. The lens, the glass in my GoPro's fogging up. So everything is fogging up. But anyway, so today's plan, nothing major, but definitely want to take care of a few things. Number one, it needs an oil change. Just time has come. Number two, I think I need new brake pads and possibly rotors. The rear ones I did replace around 2 months since buying the car. I bought it in December of 2019, so a few weeks after I realized they were kind of weak, so I replaced them. As far as the front ones, at the time I was told that they were fine, so I didn't really check, but they started squeaking, and it sounds like it's coming from the front. So we're going to be doing that. And then lastly, well, before we go into the last part, see, look at all that. I mean, it's nice glisten, but pretty annoying when you have to live in it. Yeah, before we go into the third part, I just want to kind of show you how my Flex Seal rims repair went, which, I mean, it looks fine. Yeah, I mean, they're dirty, but as far as the actual Flex Seal coming off, it hasn't. As far as it like chipping or doing anything that I didn't think it would do, it's not really doing it. So check this out, you know, it's fine. Now, we had some very heavy rains and thunderstorms, but we haven't obviously had any snow. So yeah, we'll see how they fare in the snow when the snow is up to this level and when this thing is submerged. Will it bond, seal, stop the leaks fast and repair? No, maybe. We'll see. All right. The third part is this. So I posted a video about my climate control going a little haywire when now check this video, you know, check the video out. I'll probably just put a link in the comment section where I would press, let's say, you know, for the air to come out of these vents, but it will come out of the feet. Or to make it come out of the vents, I would have to use the defrost, but then I don't have any defrost here. So in the previous video, I explored some of the parts, and it looks like the part has been identified as this 3W1Z19E264AA, which is the blower motor resistor feature. So I don't know, I think it's just a blower motor control something. So the bottom line is it's this part number, and this is the picture I got from Rock Auto. So I will be asking my mechanic if it's in his competence to replace this. I mean, if I can go buy it myself, it seems to be a pretty cheap part. Obviously I cannot replace it myself. I'll be happy to provide him the part, and I guess it lives somewhere in the dash. I mean, if you guys know anything about it, please let me know in the comment section if you ever replaced this part. If I never bought anything from Rock Auto before, so I know it's a pretty legit website from what I understand. And yeah, so that's the plan. All right, so nice and early, leaving home, and we'll see what the day brings. So, folks, it's an interesting twist of events. So this kind of shows where a good relationship with a good mechanic, in my mind, can go a long way. And the thing is, so I was just walking around the neighborhood here looking for some cars to film, and I got a call from the mechanic, and usually when the mechanic calls you, usually it's bad news. So he's like, hey, where are you? Could you come back, please? I got something to tell you. And I was like, oh my God, what else? What else could possibly go wrong with my poor old town car? That's already, as you guys saw in the previous segment there, it's already in so much pain and suffering with all the rust. And I hope now you guys can see why, rust proofing or knocking out all this rust and coating it with something, it's not going to do anything. I mean, I understand that this thing is on borrowed time. You can kind of see all the rust that's kind of deteriorating. I mean, look, I just took off this chunk right here. So I was like, oh my God, he noticed something bad, and that's why he's calling me. But he's like, no, nothing's wrong with your car. At least here's my oil dripping down. He's like the truck driver, the parts runner that was delivering pads and rotors for your car. They just called me, their truck broke down, and he's the only one here. Usually there's two guys. They're co-owners basically of the shop. And he's like, no, nothing's wrong with your car, but the parts runner's truck broke down, and unless you want to come back tomorrow, which I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. He's like, I need to go meet him halfway, and it's not too far, obviously. He's like, could you watch my shop for me while I do that, because I'm the only one here today? I was like, sure, absolutely. So I am alone. How there's a movie Home Alone? I am in the repair shop alone. Watching if anybody comes in, just tell them if I need to sign for a package or something. He said, just tell them I'll be back. So yeah, there you go. So I can kind of film behind the scenes. Wow, that's a lot of bolts. So obviously I'm gonna respect the, the property. So I'm not gonna be messing with any of that stuff. But hey, what other shop would that ever happen? Now I never even knew that they have the storage back here. But okay, they do. Looks like it's like behind the scenes shop. I've never actually been back here. So I don't know. Oh, okay. Looks like there's a refrigerator, some sort of signage, some uniform. All right, a bicycle for some reason. So, okay, yeah, so there you go. I'm gonna try not to slip and slide wearing my classy outfit. So what else do we have here while we're waiting? Looks like a Ford Focus SE is here. Okay, looks like these people like to go trailing and camping. Okay, I mean, I don't know why it's here, but wow, this is the very base model with these super clickable buttons, which I always loved. Yep. So once again, I'm not gonna be going through the stuff, but I definitely want to explore and use this opportunity where there's not, you know, stuff that's getting in the way until I hear a car come out or come in. Looks like it's a huge oil drum. Okay. I wonder what kind of oil is in here. Okay, I definitely don't want to do that. Okay, it's like a unmarked drum of oil. All right, I'll take it. And it looks like some antifreeze over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ford Focus, but you know, it's a little base car. Why not? Yep. I love those vents, I guess. It's kind of interesting. A little oval stuff. Everything is oval here. And there's my town car. All alone. Well, not alone, I guess, but away from the other. So they have 3 lifts in here. Yeah, so what do you guys think? It's, you know, is it a hot mess? Or does it still have a year or 2 left? It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. I've asked the mechanic, it's like, well, what do you think? They're like, well, it's an old car. I mean, you can't expect much off of it or out of it. But they say, you know, it'll still last. Now, I've asked him about the climate control, and he said he will look into it at the end. So as far as like what would it take to replace that part, but man, guys, this is what. Now I know some of you will say that, well, it's probably, you know, salvage. It probably wasn't a flood or something. I don't know. I mean, Carfax didn't show anything. It's not to say that it didn't happen, but yeah, you can kind of see. Look at this. Look, just you tap on that and then it falls. Now, as far as these fenders, I'm sorry, not these fenders, these quarter panel goes, I mean, yeah, there's some rust starting to form, obviously. And you can kind of see some of it down there. But I made peace with it. It's a rusty fantasty. I'm gonna love it for what it is. I am not gonna fault it too much because ultimately I bought it at this point, so I'm filming this, I don't know, what is this, August 18th, I think is today. At this point, I've owned this car for over a year and a half. I put almost 20,000 miles on it. Hey, you know, it is what it is. Ultimately, you know, I'm not gonna spend too much money on this thing. But yeah, like everywhere you tap, like obviously, like this can't be good. Like at this point, this thing, it's not even being held. Like look at this. Like it just crumbles. It just crumbles and falls on the floor. Oh yeah. Now, question is, if I'd known that this is the condition now, and obviously it wasn't this bad when I first bought it. It deteriorated over time. Oh wow. I guess I'm making my car lighter. Anyway, yeah, would I have still bought it? Probably. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I would have looked for an alternative, but I know I wouldn't have bought one of those, you know, $20,000, you know, mint condition ones. But I would have probably bought something similar to this, and it would probably been in a similar shape. Now, if this thing was garaged its entire time, yeah, it would have been better, of course. But it is what it is. I've also took a look at, where are they? At my airbags. I mean, I don't see anything that, I mean, they're so far so good. I mean, they're not causing me any problems. Yeah, so far they're fine. Yeah, like this little main seal thing, weep. whatever. I mean, it's still here. It's not going anywhere. Considering the fact that it's probably a $600 to $800 job, maybe more, probably not going to do anything about it until it causes me problems. As far as other mechanical stuff, I mean, I don't really know, to be honest with you. Obviously, this is the biggest concern. Look. Alright folks, we are on the road. So got new brake pads and new rotors for the front. Got an oil change, so now he did put 3,000 miles. So, you know, usually I do 5,000. I think it's actually 5,500 miles in the manual. So I try to do it somewhere between then. Currently rocking 107,159 miles. So life is good as far as that's concerned. What's not too bad, but also not too good, is that whole climate control situation. So I spoke to him. You know, I showed him the code. Actually, the mechanic didn't know about the little self-diagnosis test. I actually showed him. You know, I impressed him. But, you know, they're not specialized with these Panther or Ford or anything like that. They're just a, you know, general purpose repair shop. So in any case, he looked at the code, he looked at the part that I presented to him, he looked at his computer. He said that there could be some other stuff going on with it, because he found it very peculiar that, you know, although it kind of sort of works, none of the functions over here send the air there. So he said it could be something like a physical, you know, the door being stuck, or he said that there's a whole assembly that obviously sits in the dash, and he said that unfortunately he's not an expert in this stuff, and he did say maybe come in next week. Next week, you know, for you guys it's probably going to be already past tense, because by the time I post it, I mean, you know me, everything is already I'm still posting videos you know, in August that I filmed in February, so yeah, so no surprise there. But in any case, he did suggest that I come in and talk to the other mechanic who's on some vacation, because he said he does know more about this stuff when it comes to electronics and diagnosing it, because he said it could be anywhere from a 10-hour labor job to a couple, you know, several days. He said it could be that $70 part, but he said it could be something else. So anyway, yeah, so this is a TBD, and you know, like right now, it's not a big deal. It's the AC works. He actually, when I told him, you know, can I ask you a few questions about the climate control system? His first response was, well, why? Your AC works great. I'm like, yeah, it does, but you know, so like right now, I'm in the mixed, you know, floor and dash, and I'm barely getting anything out of the dash vents, but you know, anyway, enough talking about that. So in any case, the town car will live to see another day. I will go back. I'll post some sort of an update at some point. Yeah, but right now, actually going to meet up with the Ford boss me. So we'll see if I can film anything interesting on his lot, maybe with him or for him. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But one thing is for certain, I will keep you guys posted. And yeah, hope you like this kind of stuff. I do get more views on the town car material than any other stuff, so kind of happy to deliver. We'll see, everybody.